In the headlines, traders at Suleja Market raise alarm over activities of thugs and task force. Bandits kidnap Kebbi ex-local government chair, 12 others in Niger State. Supreme Court fixes date to hear Atiku's appeal seeking fresh evidence against Tinubu. And lastly, aid for Gaza piles up as Israel rallies troops for invasion. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. Now on the news in full. Suleja town in Niger State is home to several businesses with traders visiting the area on a daily basis for their wholesale and retail transactions. The visitor cut across the Federal Capital Territory and other neighboring states like Kogi, Nasarawa and Kaduna, in addition to other parts of Niger State. Trust TV visited the Ibrahim Badabasi Babangida market in Suleja as well as other adjoining business locations where traders lamented how activities of thugs and task force officials affecting them negatively. The report.
The traders said many of their customers were no longer interested in visiting the market due to the harassment of the thugs. They either work with the council or operating illegally, as well as task force officials that operate within the area. There are also allegations against officials of the Niger State Transport Management Agency who are accused of extorting motorists or impounding vehicles of those that fail to comply with their demands.
Firstly, we have issue of importation of goods to Suleja market due to the tax force and whatsoever called revenue. If you look at it, when we go to Lagos, we go to Aba on a char, where we buy our bag kind of market. We want a driver to take it to the Suleja. They will say no, they are not taking it to Suleja. Rather, they will take it to Zuba or Kaduna Road simply because of tax force. And anyone you are lucky to get it that is coming to Suleja, he will start charging you at high rates that you cannot afford to pay, simply because of tax force and whatsoever revenue.
If you check the line now, you can see from here to here, nobody. Those people will block the road, manipulation everywhere, collecting people money. If you buy only one single bucket and put inside your boot, they will follow you up, use their Okada, follow you up. If they catch the motor, they will hold the person, talking of 30,000, 20,000. And immediately the person pay that money, he will never come back again.
The problem we are having with them, mostly, we in the Babangida market, what we are facing from them is that even though that you go and bring your own load, coming back to Suleja, it will be problem. You will pay. You pay these people, you pay the other people, you pay the other one. They are disturbing us, not small. And because of this, many people were not coming to Suleja to buy goods again. All the people coming from Abuja before, all of them run away. Because of that, they are now going to Kubwa and other places.
Meanwhile, efforts to get the response of the chairman of Suleja Council, Ishaku Bawa, were not successful after several attempts. Also, the Director General of NITMA, Muhammad Awal Datijo, an agency accused of assaulting motorists, had declined to speak when contacted about the issue.
Still in Niger State, former chairman of Ngaski local government area of Kebbi State, Garba Hassan, has been kidnapped by bandits along 12 other people in Niger State. Hassan and the others were passengers in a commercial vehicle along Tegina Kwatongwara Road in Niger State on Thursday afternoon when they were abducted. All the victims were said to be traveling to Kebbi State from Abuja in the commercial vehicle when the incident occurred. The bandits were said to have been lurking in the bush between Tegina and Kwatongwara town in Niger State when they stumbled at the road and stopped the vehicle in which Hassan and others were traveling. The victims were subsequently led into the bush by the bandits from where they were taken to an unknown destination. The Kebbi State Governor's Chief Press Secretary, Ahmed Idris, confirmed the incident in a telephone interview with our correspondent. Niger State Police Public Relations Officer Wasiu Abiodun promised to get back to a reporter when contacted. Our residents of Musawa local government area of Katsina State have refuted allegations of extrajudicial killing of Fulani people by the vigilantes and the proscribed Yan Sakai in the area. Instead, peace is gradually returning to Musawa local government since the inception of Dr. Ada's administration. Abdullahi Yamadi visited the area recently and now report.
While reacting to allegations of extrajudicial killings of Fulanis in Musawa local government, stakeholders simply said the allegation is false and unfounded. According to them, no member of the proscribed Yansake is operating in the area.
It's really surprising. I don't think so. It has never happened in our area at all. Never. We are law-abiding citizens, and we know what we are able to put in place for a very long time. Yes, that's not so. Yeah.
No. We have respect for lives, and I don't think if there is anybody who believes in the day of judgment that can kill his fellow human beings just like that. It's not in Musa local government, not at all. Similarly, they said the vigilantes who have been operating in the area for the past 40 years are directly under the close supervision of the Nigeria police. As such, cannot carry out any attack on anybody without the prior knowledge of the police. Residents are, however, hailing the political will and the establishment of Community Security Watch Corps by Governor Diko Umaru Radda's administration, which has reduced the frequency of attacks, killings, abductions, and incessant rustling of animals by bandits. They said for the first time since January 2023, they have 45 consecutive days without recording any bandits attack anywhere in Musa local government, and many IDPs have since returned to their communities. As a human rights activist, here in Musa local government, we are not aware of that attacks, but I promised to investigate and make our findings public very soon. Security operatives, however, suggested a careful checks to be carried out with a view to fishing out bad eggs among the over 400 vigilantes operating in the area. Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And away from Katsina, the Supreme Court has fixed Monday, October 23, for hearing in the appeal by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, seeking the nullification of President Bola Tinubu's victory at the presidential election. The Apex Court will on the same day hear the motion by Atiku seeking to bring fresh evidence to prove that President Bola Tinubu submitted forged certificates to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. In a hearing notice, the Apex Court fixed 9 a.m. of the date for Atiku's lawyers and those of President Tinubu to address its panel of 7 justices on whether it has powers to grant the request. Also, bill to address the court on the contentious request are lawyers from the All Progressives Congress, APC, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, who are joint respondents in the motion. They are to argue and cite relevant laws and whether such a request is grantable under the country's Constitution and Electoral Act of 2022. The documents Atiku sought to tender are the academic records of Tinubu, which were handed over to him by the Chicago State University on Monday, October 2. Members of the House of Representatives have asked the federal government to appoint 9 new justices to the Supreme Court in order to expedite the hearing and determination of matters for effective and efficient justice delivery in Nigeria. The The Committee on Federal Judiciary is also mandated to ensure compliance with the resolution. This follows a matter of urgent public importance sponsored by Patrick Umor on Thursday at plenary. He noted that the Supreme Court of Nigeria is the apex court in the country with the jurisdiction to hear and determine causes and matters across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Umor also noted that the current number of justices of the apex court has dropped to all-time low of 11 justices, making it 10 justices short of its full complement of 21 justices as stipulated by the Constitution.
Urge the federal government to appoint new justices to the Supreme Court in order to expedite the hearing and determination of matters for effective and efficient justice delivery in Nigeria. Mandate the Committee on Federal Judiciary to ensure compliance with the resolution. Also note that the current number of justices of the Apex Court has dropped to all-time low of 11 justices, making it 10 justices short of its full complement of 21 justices as stipulated by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Further note that this is post-election season, where the court has to hear and determine all electoral matters from different parts of the country within a short period of time as mandated by the Constitution.
And away from the House of Representatives, the Nigerian Navy ship Beecroft Patrol Team has intercepted 11 stowaways aboard Guangzhou Highway Panama ships en route Ghana. According to a statement by the Base Information Officer of the Nigerian Navy ship Beecroft H.A. Collins on Thursday, the individuals were intercepted on Tuesday at about 7 p.m. during a routine patrol of Navy ship Beecroft Patrol Team. He said that the Western Regional Control Center, WRCC, was immediately informed and prompted the vessel to halt within Lagos anchorage. The statement said four stowaways were initially apprehended from the stern of the vessel. However, an astonishing 7 more stowaways were uncovered within the ship, bringing the total to 11 stowaways who were promptly disembarked from the vessel and taken into custody. The officials said the stowaways have been handed over to the Nigeria Immigration Service in accordance to the established protocols. Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has commenced a post-development audit beginning with satellite towns in Abuja. Trust TV's Abdurrahman Umar reports that the audit would also mark the recommencement of the issuing of building plan approvals in Abuja's satellite towns. The report.
Abuja, Nigeria's capital, was built to serve as the country's capital under the Abuja Master Plan. Certain buildings in the city are not meant to be, as they do not fit into the plan, and as such will distort the city's original plan. This, according to Town Planner Mukhtar Galadima, the Director Department of Development Control in the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, gave rise to the post-development audit of satellite towns in Abuja.
Starting from the satellite towns, how many structures do we have? What type of structures do we have? How are they connected to the city or services? So that we can have a database that we can say, yes, the capital city is made of this, and it has these facilities and services.
He says there might be room for review of the approvals issued to some structures within the recent.
Implementation of plans, normally there are rooms for review. So if the deviation is not something fundamental, it's something that can be condoned, we say, okay, you have done this, but not in our line, but it can be condoned. So we are going to charge you ABC for this deviation. But if something that we cannot condone, it has to be removed, we'll remove it.
For many across the country who associated the effort of FCTA in maintaining Abuja Master Plan with abuse of human rights, Mukhtar says that is to the contrary.
I think there are two independent variables. You have the city's master plan, which is also a law on itself and regulations, and then you have the issue of discipline. So you see, for us to get a city of our dream, a city that everybody desires, we need to have a disciplined society. So if you are not disciplined, which means the law is supposed to take its course on you.
Sylvester Nicholas is an Abuja resident who says Abuja is not like other states in the country, and as such, people must conform to the rules and regulations for residing in the city.
With due respect, I will urge people that have built should come so that if there's a way to redirect them how to build before anything collapsing, it will be better.
Mokhtar says to get the capital city of our dreams, Nigerians must be disciplined.
People talk about Kigali, people talk about Joburg. No, what makes them different? Look at Dubai. What is all about Dubai? It's because the people are disciplined. They follow laws, they follow regulations. So long as we're not going to follow laws and regulations, we can't get that city that we want.
The owners of properties in satellite towns in Abuja are expected to, within the next 21 days, submit the requisite information for necessary action. Abdurrahman Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In another development, the death of Nigerian ambassador to Morocco, Mansour Nuhu Bamali, has been announced. The deceased held the title of Magajin Garin Zazzau and is a younger brother to the Emir of Zazzau, Ahmed Nuhu Bamali. A statement by the Media and Publicity Officer of the Zazzau Emirate Council said Mansour Nuhu Bamali died at a private hospital in Lagos while in transit to Morocco. He is survived by a wife and 2 children. You're watching Trust TV News updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why Irish potato is beyond reach in Jos. Details of that story and much more after the break. Stay with us.
You are 92. Are you still really kind of involved in your businesses, or have you given it all up?
I'm not active in business now. I'm in business but not active. I'm in business in the sense I do what I really feel is good for me and is honest.
You are a very wealthy man. Everybody knows. How do you cope with the pressure on you to donate?
Anybody who gives for Allah's sake, Allah will give him at least 10 times or 70 times or uncounted, countless. Whoever you see me giving it, Allah has already destined that I have to give you. That is why I give.
I remember 10 million naira to Kano Foundation many years ago, 30 years ago.
Yes.
That's a huge amount, even then.
Yes, that is a huge amount. Allah has bestowed that to me to give. He said, if that I give, He gave me much, much more than that.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trust TV News Update. Before we continue, a recap of some of our top stories. We told you earlier that traders at Suleja Market raised alarm over activities of thugs and task force. And bandits kidnapped Kebbi ex-local government chair, 12 others in Niger State. Moving on to more stories. As price of Irish potato continues to soar in Jos, the Plateau State capital, the crop is becoming a scarce item in the various markets in the state. Dealers and traders say the cost of the Irish potato has forced many of them to switch to selling sweet potato. Trust TV's Ado Musaho visited some of the markets, reports that Irish potato is not only scarce within the state capital, but even to communities who are well known for cultivating this commodity. The report.
Virtually all markets are flooded by sweet potatoes due to the scarcity of the Irish potato in the state. It is not common to experience scarcity of Irish potatoes in Jos, especially because the state is one of the highest cultivators of the crop in Nigeria. During the rainy season, mostly between June and September, Many households in the state and beyond buy potato in large quantities because of its availability and affordability. However, this year, many people cannot even afford it. Some of the dealers and traders explain why the crop is scarce in the state.
The reason why Irish potato is scarce is because if you look at the price of fertilizer, farmers purchase fertilizer at the rate of 17,500, 18,000 naira to 20,000. So it must affect the production of Irish potatoes. And another factor is the coexistence of conflict within the places where Irish potato is being farmed.
Irish potato is really scarce in Jos because farmers have not cultivated the product. They have no money to invest. The fertilizer, which is one of the ingredients of farming, is very expensive. The price of pesticides has also gone higher. Youth are not longer going to the farm, and that is why crime is everywhere now. On the flip side, potato dealers and traders are experiencing low patronage in the market due to the hike in price of the commodity, which has drastically affected their income.
We normally purchase about 300 bags, but right now you hardly sell 2 on daily basis because of the expensiveness of it. Because there is no Irish potatoes here, there is nothing you can do about it.
Prior the economic hardship, I used to bring 10 bags of potato, but now I cannot bring 5 bags because there is low patronage. I have been here since morning. I haven't sold anything. Nobody has come to price the potato because there is no money in the town. At the end of the day, making Irish potatoes affordable will depend on 2 factors. Stakeholders in the various markets said, if farm inputs are affordable and peace is restored around the farming communities, Irish potato can once more be sufficiently cultivated. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now, the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NSENI, and 3 Chinese partners have signed memoranda of understanding for new projects valued at $2 billion. This is just as the Federal Ministry of Works also signed an MOU with China Harbour Engineering Company Limited for the construction of the Lekki Blue Seaport contract at the Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. The signings came on the sidelines of the Third Belt and Road Initiative Forum in China. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who is representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, witnessed the event, which also had the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Power, Works and other top government officials present. Khalil Halilu, Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NSENI, said the crystallization of the agreement was a fulfillment of NSENI's commitments towards boosting foreign direct investment drive of the Tinubu administration.
The purpose of science and engineering and technology, after all, is to improve the quality of our lives. And to do this, we must ensure that it gets into the hands of as many people as possible. Innovation is not meant for the shelves or archives. It should translate into usable products. This is our belief and one of our driving principles at NSENI. For that reason, you can rest assured that the MOUs we are signing today will not remain MOUs for long. We will work very hard to transform them into commercially viable products that will drive the industrialization and development of Nigeria and its prosperity.
We have secured funding for some of our major railway projects in the country, the Lagos, Ibadan-Kano route, and also the Kano-Kaduna railway line. And most importantly, we have succeeded in upgrading our relationship to a comprehensive partnership agreement, which will certainly open a vista of opportunities for mutually beneficial relationships between our two nations. And just now we witnessed the signing ceremony for the MOU between the Federal Ministry of Works and Harbour Engineering for the 7th Axial Road that will also open up access at the Lekki Deep Sea Port.
And away from Nigeria, Palestinians in Gaza are waiting for the first deliveries of aid to begin moving in following a deal earlier in the week between the U.S. and Egypt to open the border at Rafah to a limited number of supply trucks. Supplies of food and medicines, water purifiers and blankets have been piling up at the Rafah crossing with Egypt amid fears aid deliveries could be delayed. The wait for desperately needed humanitarian assistance comes amid continued aerial bombardment and warnings of an imminent ground invasion from Israel's military. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says that since the bombing began, more than 3,785 Palestinians have been killed. On Thursday, U.S. President Joe Biden called for the implementation of the deal struck with Israel and Egypt to allow an initial group of 20 trucks to begin aid deliveries. The deal came with strict conditions from Israel and must only go to civilians and not fall into the hands of Hamas militants. And finally, in sports, Portuguese side, the FC Porto have provided an injury update on Super Eagles defender Seydou Sanusi, stating that he's still sidelined. Sanusi has been sidelined since speaking of an injury in Porto's UEFA Champions League clash against Ukrainian outfit Shakhtar Donetsk last month. The 26-year-old left-back has missed the Dragons' last 4 games across all competitions. Porto will take on Villa de Paradise in Taça de Portugal third-round clash on Friday. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, please follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube streaming for more news, programs and documentaries. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.